Welcome to Cardinal Community TV. This broadcast is made possible by the District Video Club, which is directed by Mr. Paul Ferguson and advisors Mrs. Stephanie Blythe and Mr. Brad Barhorst. The DVC also consists of students from Brookside Middle and High School in grades 7 through 12. We live stream after-school events for grades K through 12, such as sports, concerts, plays, award ceremonies, and more. Please subscribe to our YouTube page, Cardinal Community TV, to never miss a production. Thanks and enjoy the show.
I told them you would probably clap for that. They did play that at the December concert, and they are light years better already. Hi, if you don't know me, I'm Mrs. Monticelli. I'm one of the band directors here at Brookside. Myself and Mr. Furio team teach all the bands grades 5 through 12 here at Brookside, and we're so blessed to work in such a wonderful district that supports the arts. This evening we are going to have a whirlwind, and the time to beat is always about 60 minutes. So if we're starting the last song by an hour or so, we're doing good. So I'll try to stay off the mic as much as I can. If there's anybody that you know that loves these musicians but isn't here this evening, please share the link to the live stream with them. We are live on YouTube right now, and if they go to YouTube and go to the Cardinal Community TV page, they can find tonight's live stream, and then that's also available after the fact as well. So then that way you guys can watch it if you want to see it again. So we're going to open up with our 5th graders, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for being here.
Hey Cardinals, thank you for watching the live event. I just want to hop on here and tell you guys about a shortened version of our show here at the high school called The Flyby. The Flyby is a 90-second short recap of our show talking about announcements, things going on in the school, and even special segments. You can find this all over social media on TikTok, Instagram, X, and we hope you guys check it out. Now let's go back to the main event.
Guys, my name is Alex and I'm a sophomore here at Brookside High School.
And I'm Trevor and I'm also a sophomore here at Brookside High School.
We both are part of the District Video Club, and if you're tired of watching our live streams on your phone and computer and want to watch our live streams on a bigger screen, you now can watch our live streams on Roku TV, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire TV. We will show you how to find us on the Roku TV, but the other two are very similar.
First, you'll need to find the channels icon on your home screen and open it. There will be a search channel icon and click on it. In the search bar, you will type in Boxcast. There will be a green and white icon, click on it, and to the right it will say Add Channel. Click on that and then it will say Channel Added.
After that, click on the Go To channel and the app will open, and then you'll see a magnifying glass that says Search. Search for an organization and then you will type Sheffield and see our Cardinal logo, which you will click on. And after you click on that, all BMS and BHS streams will be available.
We hope you found this video helpful and stay tuned for more ways to find our stream. Thanks for watching.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Hello. Good evening, everybody. My name is Andrew Furio. I'm one of the band directors here. While we're doing a quick set change, I just wanted to introduce myself. It's been a real pleasure to work with this program and all these students this year. Speaking of all these students, can we give one more round of applause to our 5th and 6th grade band members? Yes. Our 5th and 6th grade band members, they only meet twice a week to learn all the skills and tricks they need to be able to play their instruments. And we only got to put all the instruments together for the last 3 days. So this was the first time the whole band got to play with each other since our holiday concert. So they've been working really hard. Now in front of you is the 7th grade band. And I just want to talk a little bit about the transition from biz band to middle school band. A couple of differences is that these middle school students, they now get to meet every single day of the week. So band is now a daily class in their schedule where they work with both Miss Monticelli and I every single day to work on their instruments and get better and better. And not only that, but we also start introducing new instruments. So we added the baritone. Where are our baritone players? Can you hold them up? So we've got some new baritones. We have the bass clarinet. Can we see the bass clarinet? Very cool. The French horn. There's the horns. And on top of that, our percussionists start expanding the instruments they play. And now we're playing all kinds of things like triangles and xylophones. And the list goes on and on for them. So it's been really fun to work with them. And I hope you enjoy the rest of our concert. Thanks for coming.
we could have your attention again during our next transition, I have the honor of introducing the mother of a wonderful musician. This is Amber DeBattiste, and she is an active member of the band Boosters, and she's going to talk to you about band and mom and booster and stuff.
Hi, everybody. I haven't spoken in front of a crowd in a really long time, but I asked to do this, so this is my own fault. I'm not on the board Boosters. I'm just a parent who started to become more involved this past year, and I'm so glad I did, because I always knew band kids were awesome, but getting to know them more over the past year, I'm just so happy I started volunteering more, because they are really awesome, and they deserve to have the best band experience. And in order to do that, we need a really strong booster program. I know when people hear boosters, they tune out because it means more obligation, more time, and we're all busy with our families and work and other obligations. But even if anybody contributes an hour or two, it all adds up, and it makes such a big impact. So I just encourage everybody to sign up if you can for any of the sign-ups that we have for our fundraisers or our concession stands. But more importantly, we want to invite everybody to our monthly booster meetings on the first Monday of every month at 6 here at the school. I promise if you come, you're not going to be pressured to sign up for anything. We're not going to make you feel awkward if you can't sign up. We just want more people to learn about how the band program works and how vital the booster support is, because I didn't know how much the boosters paid for things. I thought the school board paid for most of the band stuff, but it turns out the boosters are pretty much responsible for so many of the costs. And so just come to our board meetings the first Monday of every month at 6 o'clock, just to learn about how you can help learn about how much the boosters play a role in a strong band program, because I think these kids deserve the best band experience. They work so hard, they're so dedicated, and I know for some of them, band is like a lifeline through high school. So I think we owe it to these awesome kids. And we are going to be voting new board members at our next meeting, the April 7th. So if you want to learn about the candidates who are running to kind of lead the booster program, please come April 7th at 6 o'clock. And that's all. Thank you.
As we're making our next transition, I just want to take an opportunity to say some of the things that are on my list. So that piece obviously was titled Storm Chaser, and maybe you could hear a little rainstorm happening in the middle of it. And I always say this at concerts, but I never lie when I say this. That was one of those where they said, well, we can't play that one. We will never be able to do it. And then sure enough, they're liars. So that was really fun to put together. We have a great time down in 8th grade band near the end of the day. A couple of things while the high schoolers are getting situated. Mr. Furio and I, of course, would like to thank Miss Vandenberg for being with us this evening. She's even prepared a tuba and stuff, and now she's walking down the steps, and we'll probably embarrass her or something like that. But thank you to Miss Vandenberg, music teacher extraordinaire. We would also like to thank our wonderful administrators who are so super supportive here, as well as our school board members. I see Mr. Cook here, I see Mr. Dorr, our middle school principal, Mrs. Atkins, Mr. Atkins, our athletic director, endlessly supportive of the arts, and I just really appreciate all of their support. It's amazing. If you're going to have a 9th, 10th, 11th, or 12th grader next year, if you're going to have a high schooler, you should have an envelope that you may have gotten on your way in. Oh, it's that one. Yes, thank you, Mrs. Fox. That's very nice. And that way, we could just get you some information for next year. Also, speaking of next year, as a fundraiser, we are doing our 4th annual Car and Craft Show, which is going to be on June 7th. It's historically the first Saturday in June because our signs are printed that way. That says the yard signs already say that, so that's when we have it. And so there's a flyer that you can see there. We would also like to take an opportunity to thank our SSLCS Endowment Committee. They're super supportive of us. We really, really appreciate that. And something else that I'm sure I forgot, but I'll come back another moment. That's what it was. Not to put too much pressure on them, but these fine young adults earned a superior rating a couple weeks ago at Westlake High School for the OMEA large group event. And one thing to note is when they play their pieces, there are 3 judges, and we were in a gym just like this, and all 3 judges gave them that superior rating, so they really, really earned it. So we're really proud of them. That means that we are state-bound. First weekend in May, we're going to be heading down to North Royalton. We'll make sure to share our performance time when we have it. If anybody's interested in taking a little trip and joining us, we would love to see you there in the audience. We're going to play a little tuning note, and then we're going to be off and running, and we're close-ish. if you are going to be a high school parent next year, you have a high schooler next year, and you didn't get your envelope, you could scamper back and see Miss Lisa. She's waving in the back wearing a pink sweatshirt. You have a moment because we got to set up an extra, I don't know how many, 90 chairs or something. This evening, folks. Unfortunately, the middle school bands have grown to where this becomes a logistical nightmare. But we will, persist. It'll be okay. Just a little bit of a traffic jam. We will get ourselves underway momentarily. one more thing. I always like to showcase how many families did this once and then they're like, oh, we should still have our kids stay in band. So if you have a sibling or a cousin or a family member that's performing tonight, can you please raise your hand? If you have a sibling, a family member, a cousin that's performing this evening, wow, that's a lot of people. A lot of sisters and brothers and cousins and all kinds of people. It's very exciting. Might be even more when we play Go Big Red. This piece is called Metrics, and then we're gonna bring all of them so we're totaling around 215 so that we can do the final number. Thank you so much for being here tonight. Thank you so much for supporting your children in their music education. If they don't get it here in their public school, they may never get it. So thank you for supporting music education. Thank you for being here, and drive safe.